and then they drove all the way to Cyprus, and they crossed into the buffer zone. And as they crossed into the buffer zone is the UN zone. You're not supposed to go there. It's only for United Nations soldiers. It's an area of seclusion so that the communities are separated so they won't have violence. They crossed in, and people from the other side came and beat them to death. And then his cousin protested, and the way that he protested is he climbed his flagpole and he ripped down the Turkish flag, and as he ripped down the Turkish flag, they shot him in the head. So this is what's everybody's on mind. And here are these organizers, these protesters, and they've got this donkey just been arrested, and everybody's terrified. The judge lets them go the next day, and he finds them like 300 Turkish lira, which is like like $1 basically. And the newspapers have fun. They're like 3 Cypriots arrested at the checkpoint. 1 Turkish Cypriot, 1 Greek Cypriot, and 1 true Cypriot donkey are arrested. You know, and it turns out the donkey was pregnant, and so there was a whole thing on that. And it took this moment of complete and sheer violence. It could have been a really violent act, but because it was so ridiculous, like there's donkeys and what the fuck is going on, right? It's just ridiculous. You couldn't be violent in regards to it. And so we started to think about possibilities for getting past these discourses of violence, this sort of vicious cycle of violence, and it's these spaces that sort of liberate us from those things happening, right? And there's this theorist that I used a lot. He's a literary theorist called Mikhail Bakhtin. Bakhtin says that he's like really interested in he's a literary theorist, so he's interested in Dostoevsky. And if you ever read Dostoevsky, it's like my life hurts, but I deserve it. It's fucking horrible. It's fantastic literature. But he said the beauty of Dostoevsky is when he writes a character, Dostoevsky's characters have a life of their own. He writes a character, and then the character is no longer under the author's control. Think about that, right? And usually an author writes a character, and they're in charge of that character. But if you write a character with so much detail and so complete, then it becomes a person. And Dostoevsky would always say he was furious at his characters because they would do things he didn't want them to do. Right? The thing about it, isn't this exactly what the conflict is? Right? You create a narrative, a story we tell ourselves about ourselves, which now becomes beyond our control. It has a life of its own. I might use it as a political leader to gain political capital. I say, it's good, you gotta watch out for them, right? I think about our witchcraft accusations that we've been seeing. It's like, ooh, he's a witch, watch out, because I want to control you. But now, somebody else takes my accusation of witchcraft and uses it for their own purposes. I can't really say, no, it's not okay for you to use witchcraft. I just use it. See what I'm saying? Exactly. And so now that official discourse, that monologic discourse of legitimizing violence is no longer controlled by the political actor, by the state. It has a life of its own. Why do you think I'm so terrified of Trump's rhetoric? Why do you think I bother so much? Why have I been so upset? Because you take it, you use it. I mean, he used it in a cheap way, right? And now, though, it's got a life of its own. Now, anyone can use the authority of that position. It's the President of the United States. To do it. And it's not just Americans that will use that authority. It's all sorts of people all over. Because the language is now official. And it's dangerous. And even if Trump says, no, don't do that,
It's too late.